talk about the transition from the security job into the coaching.
That's my goal.
Coach Chris Forster, aka Coach Diamond, one of the biggest and well-known Thai boxing coach in Thailand.
Ain't no thing under 100%. It's like you just have to fully commit yourself. I was working in nightclubs for many years in Bangkok, maybe 6-7 years.
Because your fighters have such a connection with you.
Then in training camp, when we write like, giving up is not an option. So every time you see this logo, it's like, when I was young, I mean, there is always good and bad. So when I was growing up, so I wrote first. So I wrote like this. My first goal is...
Beautiful.
Yes.
Lovely. Thank you. Welcome to the Next Level podcast with me, Gareth Collins. My plan and vision with the podcast is to share my wisdom along with the guests that I bring on, their experiences, their stories and their insights and general exercises that helped them level up to the person they are today. And today I'm with a very special guest called Chris, aka Coach Diamond, which is one of the biggest and most well-known Thai boxing coaches, in my opinion, in Thailand and probably in the world. Pleasure to have you, Chris.
What's good,
God bless
brother?
you, man. Thank you for
Good.
coming.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having me.
it, man.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Love. So, Chris, tell me a bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, my name is Chris, Coach Diamond. I'm a head coach at Venom Training Camp, and I do what I love. So I produce fighters. I make people be a better person in life, and my goal is to produce champions with my team.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Chris. So let's go back to your childhood and tell the audience and myself a little bit about how life was growing up.
Okay, when I was young, I mean, there is always good and bad, you know.
Totally.
So when I was growing up, I had a very loving mom. I had a good dad, you know, but they were not living together, separated, but I was living with my mom. I was very active in sports. Had a lot of friends. I was doing all type of sports, you know, everything from basketball to football to hockey to judo, you know, before I started with Thai boxing then. I was brought up in the outskirts of Gothenburg. Yeah, outside Gothenburg, Sweden.
Sweden,
yes.
okay.
My mother is from Eritrea. My father is from the Gambia, but I was born and raised in Sweden, Gothenburg.
Lovely.
Yeah. So, yeah, life was good, you know. We're young, you know, young boys hanging out, mischieving, you know, but... You know, that's life, you know. Yeah.
Totally. How old was you when you first got into Thai boxing?
The first time I got into Thai boxing, I was around 12 years old. Yeah.
12
years old. Yeah. I started, it's like a little bit, we had like a thing like in school, we had like after school, there is a place you can go and hang out, you know. So we had a guy there who, he was like teaching boxing and a little bit like that. And I was learning a little bit from him. And then later on, there was an opening in Gothenburg about Muay Thai. Yeah. Yeah. And I saw it in a magazine. And I got really, really interested about training there. And I had an older cousin who was into martial arts. So I followed him. But I think the main reason was I had neighbors who were living next to me who was from Thailand too. Yeah, and every day, like sometimes my mom, she used to work at night, you know, she worked at the hospital. Yeah. So I used to be at my friend's place and they were always opening up like Thai boxing videos and stuff, Muay Thai fights from the golden era. And that's a very important part why I like wanted to try Thai boxing.
Beautiful, beautiful. How old was you when you first had your first fight?
13 or 14 years old, 14, yeah.
So from starting Thai boxing, how long did it take you to take the dive into competitive?
Because I started first when I was 12, but I really took it serious when I was 13 and a half. I was going to turn 14. And then I had a fight. I just trained like seriously Thai boxing like for a year or 6 months. And then I had my first fight in Sweden, yeah. Brilliant. And then after that, when I was 14, that was the first time I went to Thailand too.
Oh, right, so fast.
Yeah, he's so fast, brother, yeah.
So how many fights did you have until you come to Thailand?
Maybe 1 or 2.
What,
yeah,
really?
And then I had my third here in Thailand too, yeah.
Oh, okay, got ya. Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
What was the reason behind you going to Thailand and not fighting in Sweden? so much?
There was some different factors, right? One factor was that when we were getting older, like as I said, when I was young, we were starting to mischief and misbehave when we were young as kids. And I think like I was getting a little bit out of control. And my neighbor, he said like, if you want to be good in Muay Thai, you have to go to Thailand. And that time I just had like in Sweden, we had like summer break.
Yeah.
And I like, and my mom, she said, okay, if you're going to be a better person and stuff, maybe you should try to do Muay Thai. And I think that's one of the most smartest things I've been done in life, you know, because I remember we were standing like, you know, we have like these places used to hang out with the friends, you know, you stay outside the houses and then it's like you can stand outside a gate or like under a bridge, you know. And I told my friends, I'm like, I'm going to go to Thailand. I'm going to be a world champion, you know. And everybody of my group of friends, they started to laugh. They were laughing their asses off, you know, about me. They're like, oh yeah, whatever. Good luck, you know. I said, believe me, I'm going to do that. So I came to, I was the first time for 3 months in Thailand and I came back home. And then later I went again for 3 months during the winter. Okay. And then I was doing that back and forth until I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when I was 17, I was keep on fighting all the time, fighting, learning things, fighting back in Sweden, fighting different places in Scandinavia.
Okay.
And then even fighting in Thailand. And then when I was going to finish high school, when I was 17, everyone, they have to write something. What do you want to do when in the future?
Yes.
So my goal, I already set a goal already then. And that's what I think is very important for life, for everybody to have goals, whatever you do. So I decided directly, okay, I'm going to be a world champion. So I wrote first. So I wrote like this. My first goal is after when I graduate, I'm going to go to Thailand and I'm going to come back. I'm going to take the Swedish title. And in the future, I'm going to be a world champion. So I remember I was training and I took the graduation in Sweden. I took it in May. It's like in May, I took my graduation from high school. Directly, I went to Thailand and I trained really hard. And then the first championship in Sweden that time was 2004. And I think, if I'm wrong, it was maybe in August or September, somewhere there. And then I took my first title. Yeah.
How old was you then?
I was 17. I just turned 18. Yeah, just turned 18. Yeah.
Let's go back to the doubters when your friends laughed at you. Go back to that feeling.
You know, I felt a little bit sad, but I think, like as I said before, you have to take something bad and make it into something good.
Totally.
So all that hating, I took it and I put in like
you've used that as fuel.
Yeah. You doubt me now, motherfuckers. You know,
thank you for giving me this energy. Thank you for doubting me.
Yeah.
And then when you do accomplish it, it just makes it a lot more. You just appreciate it a lot more, don't you?
Yeah, but
it's
everyone,
a lot more powerful.
Yes, sir. And everyone after that, they became really proud of what I was doing, you know, and they started to follow and started to support, you know. Even like I could see some of their lives was going this way, you know, while my life was going this way through to the sport, you know. Yeah, and but they were still giving me the support, you know, and they said, shit, man, I should be going with you to Thailand that time, you know. And I'm like, yeah, you know, but I always kept close with them and I had a love, but I had to keep how do you say, a little bit of a distance, you know.
Arm's length.
Yeah, arm's length. You know, in Muay Thai you have a push kick, you know, with a teep's length a little bit, but still have the love. You know, you can meet them after the fights and stuff, but during when you were fight camps, it was important to keep it like serious, you know.
How do you keep that discipline of knowing that some people you know that aren't there to inspire you and uplift you, but you still like want them as friends, sort of thing? Do you know what I mean? How do you?
I mean, if you have people, if you have friends, if you have girlfriends, if you have anybody who supports what you do, it's good. But if you have somebody who's close to you and they don't support your mission in life, you know, you got to cut them off.
Yeah,
this is just how it is. And that's what I think with Muay Thai and all other professional sports. It's all about sacrifice, brother.
Yeah,
sacrifice. You have to sacrifice everything to be where you want to be. And this is what we will talk about later. To become a coach, you have to have that same mentality to sacrifice everything to give the mission where your fighters want to be. You know, what's your mission? You want them to win a couple of fights or you want them to be a champion? And that's what you need to do. You need to push that. You need to sacrifice everything and be with them so they become a champion.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my mission. That's my goal.
Sense the energy of how much you really truly care for your fighters.
You know, like I put everything. How do you say? I put them before everything. You know. I put everything before them. this is what I do in my life, and that's my mission. That's my mission, actually. There is a story behind that, you know, because like I get inspired, like everyone gets inspired about from other people, right? So during we will come to this part later, but like I said, my life has been up, it's been down, you know.
Yeah.
It's been good, it's been bad, you know. And during my lowest points in life, I have been learning the most important valuable things, you know.
Yes.
Because that's when you see stuff, you know. When you get burned sometimes, you know. Sometimes some people, they really have to get burned by the fire
100%.
to understand that, okay, now you're going on the wrong way, you know. This is just how it is. So I think like another inspiration I got was like I was doing after I retired as a fighter. Yes. I was working in nightclubs for many years in Bangkok, maybe 6-7 years. I was working there, and you know, like I think life was good and life was bad. You know, I had like some things that wasn't so good, and during that time when life was down, I had a friend of mine. He actually became a monk. And so I'm talking Thai, sorry. He decided like to be a monk and not I don't know how to say in English, but to be a monk forever.
Okay. Fully
commit his whole life to be a monk.
Okay.
Yeah. And that thing inspired me to become a full-time coach and do it not 100%, not 200%, not 300%, but 1,000,000%. Fully committed into it, you know. And I all in. Yeah, all in, brother. All in. There's nothing else than all in, brother. There's nothing else. Yeah.
How long was you doing the security job before you took that dive?
I think 5-6 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I started like, it's a funny story about that too. It's during there was a group of guys from Sweden. They were doing like, they started to do events in Bangkok, and then they contacted me because I talk English and I talk Thai too, right?
Yeah.
So they said like, are you interested to come to work with us and stuff? I'm like, that time I was like ranked and I was fighting fully in Lumpini Stadium, right?
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have the time to go there. And then, but actually at Lumpini Stadium, there was another thing. I think everything has a reason why it happens.
Yeah.
So when I was going to Lumpini Stadium, there is a thing like, if you bring people with you, you can get something called kahua. So it means like you get like, so if they buy a ticket for 2,000 baht, you get 400 baht. Commission. Yeah, yes. Commission is called. So, and I was bringing a lot of people because my gym when I was training before is called Solvarapin. It was close to Wachana Songkran. And Wachana Songkran is opposite to Wachana Songkran. It's Khao San Road, right?
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of Westerners, a lot of people were there. So I could bring like maybe 20 people to the fights, and they were paying tickets. And one of the guys who was working security there, who was an army guy who was working security there, he could see like I'm a very positive guy, vibrant guy, and then he's like, hey, would you like to work security with us, you know, like that. And that was another part. And then I put this thing with the other thing and I mixed it together. And from there on, when I retired fighting, I started to do security. And this guy was wanting me to work on the events, and this other guy wanted me to do security. But this guy, he had like manpower, so he could bring like 50 guys, 100 guys. So we started to do event security first. So we did like from Sweden, we did DJs for like we did Avicii. And we did for Another guy, DJ Tiesto, we did security for Indian DJ Akil. We started to do like security from there. And then after that, one of these event guys, he opened our own nightclub in Sukhumvit Soy 11. And then I moved to Sukhumvit Soy 11. I started to do security there, started to, from just checking bags to become a head of security. Yeah. So that was.
And then like talk about the transition from the security job into the coaching.
Okay. So during I was doing the security work, right, I was still coaching, but not like in a very high level, maybe holding pads 3 times a week, you know. But like, as I said, you know, people have, you have ups and downs in life, you know. And I think that was the second part in my life. My life went really down, you know. Yeah, you know, I started to do stupid things, you know, like, you know, like partying, getting into drugs, and, you know, like do very shit things that you shouldn't be doing, you know. Yeah. So that thing that like you can't blame anybody else, you know, you blame yourself, you know. And that's I fucked up, you know. And from there on I thought like, okay, what can make me do something that would not make me be into something bad, right?
Yes.
So, and everyone was telling me, why don't you coach, man? You're good as a coach.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it very seriously first, but then I'm like, okay, like I said, I had a friend who became a monk and stuff, and I'm like, okay, let's do full-time security, full-time coaching.
Yeah.
So it started first. I started to do in my old work first. I was doing that, and then I focused, like, I want to work with more professional fighters, and then I went to another place and I was working there for some time, and I was doing different type of things, and then COVID came. And then I got an opportunity to come to Pattaya.
Okay.
And that's a guy I known him from before. He's been a very good fighter and a very famous fighter before, and he opened his own gym. And he gave me a chance, and now we are like this. We are like very close. He's my big brother, and he's a big inspiration too, But the thing was, what he did, Mehdi from Venom Training Camp, Mehdi Satu.
Yes.
Shout out to you, brother. So what he did was that he gave me a chance, He gave me a chance where he could be choosing other coaches to give them an opportunity, but he just gave me that chance. And that's what I think, like, when people give you an opportunity in life and they believe in you, and you have to take it for fully, And I think I took this thing, and I'm like, okay, now I got a chance like this. I got what I want to do, and now I'm gonna just work and bring fighters up. Every time in the beginning there is hard, you start, it's always raining in the beginning, but you need to be there during the hard times to be able to stand up during the strong times. Because when you're up there, it's not easy too, bro.
No.
Because you're climbing a mountain and you're standing on the top, When you're down, it's like very wide, but then when you come up, then you have to find balance to be up there too.
Yeah.
And then after one mountain, there is another mountain, and there is another mountain. So you need to always be keeping going up and going up and going up, and you always have to find a balance, Sometimes you fall down a step, but you got to go up 3 more, It's just that you got to have that mentality inside.
How do you deal with those struggling moments?
You mean when I was there in the struggling moments, or during hard times?
What sort of philosophy would you pass on to your younger self when you're going through those struggling times?
That's a good question. I would try to be in a better balance, so I don't go down to those harder situations, in those struggling situations. But during those times, I still have hard times right now. Sometimes maybe there is a big loss, or there is something that makes me go down, But then you have to find solutions.
Totally.
You have to find solutions, because as long as you can get up, there is always a way for you to get up. There is always a way, and you have to find a solution.
Totally. What really helps me is appreciating the problems and the struggles. As we started I don't know if you said it while we was just videoing, but you said that the most challenging times you've had is where you gain the most experience.
Exactly.
You with me?
Yes.
So all the down times and all the most challenging times I've had, I look back to it and think, well, that helped me become where I am. So I look forward to them. I look forward to the struggle. Welcome it, please.
Because now you're already strong enough to deal with those struggles. Yeah. I have that feeling too. I have that feeling, because sometimes when I go, like, when I'm down, I just try to make it like you're ready for that downfall inside. Not ready, but you are how I can say, I always turn the bad thing into something good. Okay, now what happened this time? Now what do we got to work on to make it better? So what's
the difference between a person that grows from the opportunity of the struggle, you with me, and then a person that crumbles?
The difference.
What's the deciding factors?
I think that people who are being down, they will get stronger when they get up. But people who are up here and they are falling down, maybe they haven't been down there. You know what I mean? So then it will be harder for them to get up. But I think after every time you fall down, you will always learn from that mistake. What made you fall down? And then it will make you stronger later.
Some people don't rise up from it, do they?
I know.
Some people just right, or just like a business opportunity, they start something, 2, 3 businesses, and then the one business just knocks them down that much. It's like they're paralyzed to get back up. You with me? So I lost my businesses about 2 years ago, food business and an events business, and it took me about a year to recover. You with me? But soon as I recovered, that was it. I was ready to climb again. You remember? I could still have.
But what made you?
Could have held down.
What made you to take that decision to go up? There was nobody who could change you. There was only yourself, right?
Well, it was where I was putting my focus. So I was focusing on the problem. I was paralyzed still, just like when someone passes away. You're worrying about that person, clinging on to all the good times and you're attached to that person instead of going, right, thank you for all the time that you've gave me. Thank you for all the things that you've learnt me. Yeah. Now I'm going to appreciate life a lot more, and I'm going to welcome. Basically, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to accept it there. Not here no more. That business is not for me no more. I need to create. What else am I going to do? Where else am I going to take my life?
I think one important part, one thing that really, how do you say, it destroyed me into, this really destroyed me, but it built me up to the person I am today.
Yes.
I will tell you what happened. So during that time, I lost my biggest supporter, my everything. It was my mother. So my mother passed away in cancer. And during that time, I think that I just dropped everything, dropped to work, just throwing away my life for about a year. You know, and things were going really down, you know, really down, really bad. And I think, I don't know if you believe in, I believe in it. I believe it could be anything though, but I was lying in my bed, and then I saw the day when my mother passed away, they put her in a white long dress, and she was lying on a bed, you know, and that night I was in my room, and then it became really cold in the room, like really cold. And I just saw something like a light shining up. And I saw my mother, and from that day, I just changed. I just changed my life completely. I'm like, okay, because when you lose somebody, like your father or your mother or whatever, God forbid, but you need always to understand that person, you cannot live in the past. You need to move on. And you have to deal with the pain. You will always be sad that you lost your mom, but you have to live with it, and you have to try to make them proud, make them feel like when you say rest in peace. They are really resting in peace, you know. Because if you're fucking shit up and doing this, doing that, you know, they're not going to rest in peace, you know. And that's something like, imagine somebody who's been raising you since you've been young, and she made you to that person you are today. The person I am now. That's the one she raised me to. But the person I was before, that wasn't that person. That would make her sad.
Your lower self.
That was
so basically you was being your lower self.
Yes,
because you couldn't accept it. You was just holding on to her.
Yeah.
So and then you had an epiphany.
Yeah.
To rise up.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome.
So let's go back again to your childhood. What sort of characteristic traits would you say you had? What type of person? If you was at school, as a 12-year-old, you know, what would your school friends say? Oh, that's what Chris is about.
Chris is somebody who is always positive and happy. Yeah, he's always smiling.
As a child,
yeah. Every time I've been like this, since like I am now, I'm always calm, because you know what I believe. I believe that bad influences. It transmits, but good influence it transmits also, as well. Yeah. So if I come every day, I go to work, like for instance now, I'm always happy. You know, but when I was young too, I was always happy what I was doing. But I think I was a little stupid too, you know, because you should be nice, but you should not be too nice, you know. And I think I was like too nice too, you know. I want to go with my friends, you know. Okay, they're gonna do that, I'm gonna do that too, you know. And that made me get into stupid things. But that wasn't you can't blame them, you know. You should, now I understand in life, it's only you. If you just say, bro, nah, I'm going off, you know. And I learned that later, you know, when I was training, you know. Everyone is like, "Hey, bro, you want to go here?" I'm like, "No, I gotta go back sleep because I gotta wake up in the morning."
So
You
you
know?
just, it sounds like you was putting the outside influences before your own.
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah.
And then
yeah.
you grown yourself to think, right, no, I put my goals and my dreams first.
That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Everything in life, you. It's not selfish, but you need to. What's your purpose? What's your purpose?
Yes.
What's your goal?
Yeah.
Like, okay, my purpose now for me, to example, is just I'm gonna do my best to make my fighters succeed to become a champion. And that's my goal. That's what I'm gonna do. Everything else comes for me. I don't know how other people think, but for me, that comes in the end.
Yeah. So going back to when you just said it's not being selfish. So you might think it's not being selfish and that's bad not to be selfish, but really it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You being selfish and taking care of yourself helps you level up, which will rub off onto people around
because
you.
if you're not feeling good, if you don't love yourself, how are you going to make others feel good? How are you going to love others if you can't feel really good by yourself? Make sense?
Totally.
Yeah.
So go on, sorry.
Yes, no, sorry.
Yeah. So you could have gone out and put your friends first, and you would have lowered yourself to their level.
Yeah.
But you rising up and looking after yourself and following has inspired many people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. How many fights did you have?
103 fights.
103.
Yeah. I had 103, and I had 8 different titles.
Wow.
Yes. I had 2 Swedish titles, Swedish champion, 2 Scandinavian, Nordic. Scandinavia is like north of Europe, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Iceland together. I had 2 titles there. Then I had from the King's birthday in Thailand, I had 2 other titles, and I had 1 European title, and I was a world champion too.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How old are you now, Chris?
I'm 38.
38. And then when did you retire?
From Muay Thai?
Yeah.
When I was 25.
25.
Yeah.
Oh, so
and that was
early.
that was my first downfall. I had 2 downfalls in life. I had 2 downfalls in life. I had one downfall when I was working in security and I transmissions to a coach, and I had another downfall when I just finished fighting too.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought like I think I I was too overconfident, and that's not good either.
No.
You can't be underconfident, you can't be overconfident. You need to keep that balance, right? With everything you do, you have to be balanced. So what I did, I think I kept myself like I thought like, oh, I'm already strong, and I had like my goal was to become a world champion. So I think after that, instead of just continuing, I'm like, oh, I fulfilled my goal now, a little bit like that. And I was like, while all my friends were doing were like 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, they were like going out doing their things, I was like in the gym, I was just training, So I like when I came out, it was like, oh, look at this, and then like 15 years, 10 years of hard training, after 6 months, it went down the drain. So that's the thing with everything you do, when like, if you flip up a coin, it goes like this, but then later it falls down, and this is the thing too, you throw anything up, the harder it's hard to get up, it's very difficult to get down. And, like before I was keeping everything balanced, consistency, I was having a fight. Like we put it as example. Imagine a big nice black horse or whatever, a horse. You're riding the horse, and then like this is during the fight camp. You're riding, and then you have your fight. You stop. You jump off the horse. You have a lid. You take a glass of water. The horse is still there, and then you jump on the horse again. But during that time when I was getting older, I was taking longer and longer breaks. So the horse first, it's just started to walk, and I could run and I could jump off of the horse. That's the first time. Second time, it goes a little bit faster. I'm running, and I'm jumping on the horse again. But the third time, brother, the horse was already over there. Oh. And I couldn't catch up to the horse.
Great metaphor.
Yeah, bro. And that was like, and that made me like, oh shit, what do I do now? What do I do now? Okay, and then that's the thing is when you are down, what you should do is that you should get up again. But what I was like looking for like, okay, what can I do comfortable things now, like better than like what can I do? Oh, I have that security work I can do, So let's continue with that. But I don't get me wrong, I did it very successfully too there. It went really well for me there too, because whatever I do, I do it 100%.
Yeah.
You know, and that went well, but still I had that downfall, you know, and it took me almost a year to get up there again, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So you say when you was retiring, how many fights did you like? Tell me about, like, did you lose a few fights and then you lost heart?
I had 103 fights. The last two big fights I have. The last two big fights, I think I was in 98, 99. The first one I had a fight in. I went to fight in Hong Kong in Queen Elizabeth Stadium. Fought a really good guy. I lost there by KO. Then I came back to Lumpini Stadium. I had a fight there. I didn't train, and you know that time gambling was very big too. You know, and you know, and everyone was expecting me to move forward in the fourth round. Yeah, but I got an elbow and I was bleeding and I couldn't move forward. So the whole stadium, you know, they lost their money, you know, and you know they were like the whole stadium were like cursing me, you know, like the gamblers, you know, like here, Chris, go home, you know. And that really broke my heart a little bit. But then after that, I had like 3 more fights, like outside. Like I went with my friends. Like we went to travel, you know, to Koh Samui and stuff like that. And I had one main event there, and I won. And then I little bit 2 more, and then after that, I said, okay, it's enough. I'm gonna focus with something else, you know. Yeah. And I think there too, I was too into inside the partying too. So, you know, like
distractions.
Yeah, distractions. You can't if you sleep, like I've been sleeping on the floor for 8 years, you know, no air conditioning. We're like 8 boys in a room, you know. You want to wake up at 6 a.m.
Yes.
You don't want to lie there, bro. But if you go and lie in a hotel room and you relax, you know, life is good, bro. You got air conditioning. What the fuck should I wake up for? You know? You know what I mean?
Totally. It's not pain into
that I think that you need to have a little bit of you need to, if you're too comfortable, it's not good. If you're too uncomfortable, it's not good too. Yeah, you have to be, as we said, balanced.
Yeah. Totally, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
So I know you've had a very good week this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that, about your fighters winning this week.
Yeah, this is like, we can call it, this was a venom week, you know. This is like what we train so hard, everyone in the team, and this is really what we want to accomplish when we want to be the best in the world, you know, or one of the best in the world. That's our goal, you know.
Yeah.
To just produce fighters and, you know, hybrid fighters, you know, like you could see all the guys this week, you know, everybody, Nabil especially, you know. It was like for me, that was like a dream came true, you know.
Yeah.
I think even for Mehdi, you know, Mehdi's been working with him since he's so young, you know. Yeah. And I've been a part of his coach too, you know, helping him too with Mehdi, you know, and lifting him, working with him. So I'm still so happy, you know. Yeah, I've been happy for 3 days now, you know, since he fought. Yeah, bro. And it's been so good to see that part, you know. But that's what I said now, like we're talking about the mountains, you know. So be happy, but you know, still like be ready now, because now we climbed one mountain. Now we're starting for the next.
Yes.
And then we're going for the next.
Yes.
You know, and you know, to be honest, it never stops, bro.
Focus
only,
direction.
Yes, sir. Straight on the goal, you know. So now we've been happy now for 2-3 days, and now we just continue. Now we put the happiness and the energy into the work. Yeah. And then next week I have like fighters all the week. So I was just, before I came here to the podcast, I was training with 2 boys. Before we have one of my fighter I'm working with a lot too. He fights this Saturday on RWS, and another fighter he fights on the 31. Yeah. So
beautiful, man.
Very beautiful.
Can you explain and share the feeling of like when one of your fighters win?
Oh my God.
And like the feeling when you win as well, compare those and if there's any difference.
Have you seen the Scarface movie? Tony Montana.
Yeah.
Have you seen when there's like a balloon and it's like the world is yours? When I don't know how to, you know, when they win and after all the hard work, you know, every victory for me is like, it gives me like you are like in a video game, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, and you get like all these rings he's catching, you know, like that. Yeah. You know, you just become so happy, you know, after the work. And I think like yeah, those is all, they are prime moments, you know. It's like
Priceless.
priceless, bro.
Priceless.
Yeah, it's worth more than $100 million, bro. You know what you do. You know, people
the jackpot.
Yeah,
so you're winning the lottery.
Yeah, these things money can't buy. You know, for me, it's I live for this. You know, and you know, I'm up. You know, every morning. You know, twice a day. You know, I wake up 6 every morning. I go every day. If I'm not like really sick, and that's like happens like once a year. If I have a cold or something, I'm gonna be there. Even if it falls down, fucking bombs, brother, from the sky, I'm gonna be there in the training, you know.
And it's that struggle, those how much all that energy, blood, sweat, and tears you've put in that makes it so valuable. If it was easier to walk in the park, it wouldn't be half as valuable.
No.
You know, it's because how much you care and all the effort you put into it.
And you know, it's not like tennis or badminton. You know, like okay, you know. The people they're literally hitting the shit out of each other, you know, and we make that into like, it's like chess, you know. It's like chess. You have to always be strategic. You have to think, you know, all the time, and like all that work, it happens, and it always starts 50-50. Anything can happen in a fight, especially now, you know, when you wear these small gloves, it's even more risky, you know. Things can happen, you know, so you got to have a good game plan. You got to work with the fighters good, you know.
Well, it's life or death. It can be a life or death scenario, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or like damaging, you know. So it's a serious affair. Tell me what it's like walking out like into the one championship arena.
It's good. It feels good. It feels good. I don't feel like now, you know, you're used to it. You're used to it, you know, and you know, like I think it helps because you've been a fighter before and you've been fighting like in full arenas before, and you know how it is. But when I'm there, I'm really just focused. I get like a tunnel vision. I'm just seeing my fighter and that opponent. I'm not really caring about the crowd around, you know.
So you're fully aware and your presence, you're fully present in that.
And now, you know, all gambling is online, you know. All gambling is online. Before, gambling was like everyone was gambling in the stadiums, so you can look, you can see the gamblers, you know, you can see the odds, you can hear the odds too, you know. It's very complicated, you know. You can hear, you can understand when the cheering goes, if your fighter is up, if your fighter is down, you know. It's like you can see that too. Of course you see when they're fighting too, but you know, when the gambling is too, before the gambling had a very big like impact in the fighting, you know. Now it's like everyone is doing it online, you know. So it's okay. So now you more focused on like inside that, in the ring or in the octagon or whatever we are, you know. Yeah.
Beautiful. Do you have any advice for current coaches or potentially coaches? What sort of like advice would you pass on to coaches?
Ain't no thing under 100%. It's like you just have to fully commit yourself what you're doing. You have to really believe. If you believe in yourself and you're secure of yourself, your client or your fighter or whatever you're coaching will be confident with you too. You need to make them feel like not only ready physically but even mentally, you know. You need to be having a connection with them, that you can talk with them, you know. I feel I have a really good connection with all my fighters, you know. I'm really I love them, they love me, you know. We have a very close, like a family thing, you know. And that's the same with my team too, with all my other coaches, you know, my boss and everything. We are like this, you know. We're like a chain, you know. Yeah, you know, like an unbreakable chain, you know. That's how I feel. So for other coaches, believe in yourself, you know. Believe in yourself. Try to do things you know about. Don't be that coach who, like, for instance, my fighters, you know, they used to ask me sometimes, Coach, I have some problem with my knee and my meniscus, you know. To be honest with them, I tell them, I don't know about that, you know. But about fighting and stuff, I could really help you, you know. Just teach them what you know about. That's something important, you know. And try to always like go with their progress, you know. Follow their progress, you know. I'm that type of coach. Like, I'm very, you know, I work now, like I have, like, we have 40 boys at Venom, you know, fighters.
40.
What I work maybe like with eight boys and girls, like 8 boys, 1 girl. Like, I take care of, you know, like I work with all the time, and all the time them, and many of them, like, you know, in Muay Thai there's different styles. You know, you have
Yeah.
like Muay Femur, like Femur is like a technical fighter. You have like Muay Mat, you have Muay Bu. Muay Mat is like a puncher, you know. And then everything, like, everyone have different styles. You have to work their style, you know, and add what's good for them, you know. Because maybe for this fighter wouldn't be so good working this particular thing, and for that fighter wouldn't be typical working on that particular thing. So you need to find their you know, what they're good on doing too.
Their rhythm.
Yeah, their rhythm.
Yeah.
Their rhythm.
Can you give me 5 of the most important attributes for creating a successful fighter?
So you need to be. We have something in Sweden. We call it 4S in Sweden. It's like 4S. It's snabb, stark, smidig, smart. So snabb, fast. Stark, strong. Smidig, agile. Smart. So those things I put in my mind too, like fighters, what they need to have. But for me, the most important thing for a fighter, you know what it is? The heart.
Yes.
If you don't have a heart, or in the Western culture you say balls, right? But if you I mean, like, if your heart doesn't, if you're scared of, if you don't have a big heart, fighting isn't for you, you know. Yeah. Courage. You need to be able not only to hit somebody, but to get hit, to get beaten too, bro. You know? Yeah, that's important, you know. That's important. And after that too, to yeah, for me, I'm very, 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 like, into my work, you know, into the fighters, you know, and I have so much energy, you know. So I like giving good energy too. Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, like, there's certain fighters that would be certain coaches that would be really strict and like beat down fighters. It seems like you're on the opposite level of the scale. What sort of like balance do you give?
Maybe I should be a little bit strict, but I have my ways of being strict.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
You know?
No, but it sounds like you don't need to.
No, you know,
because your fighters have such a connection with you.
Yeah,
they want to do, and it's not a push for them. It's not a push.
Being too nice is not good.
No,
but I feel like not everyone, but there have been cases of me being too nice, and then the fighters, they've been like, okay, you know. That's a mistake from me that I have to maybe change. But the guys who are in the top now, the guys that I work with who are in the top, I think they understand my positivity, and they know that I will never be able to like put them here, like, okay, here, boop, you're gonna be a champ. But I can guide you during that way. Yes. And I guide you. When I'm guiding you, we can be happy during that way, or we can be like, okay, go there, do that. You know, it's how they can feel. But I think if we are training and we're having a good time, you know, you're strict during the training and having your things. They have to do what they have to do, but you still have to. You have to be balanced. You have to be balanced. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. Can you go through a general day, a perfect day for Nabil, or one of your fighters?
One of the fighters, yeah. So normally, like, we have always different type of things in Venom. So that's good for the fighters. So let's say for instance a Monday. Let's say a Monday. So I'm home, 6. I wake up. You know, I wake up 6 o'clock. I wash my face, brush my teeth, drive to Venom training camp. You know, normally we have a meetup around 6:50. All the fighters waking up. Yeah, and different type guys. Sometimes customers, they knock on their door. They wake up. You know, fighters, they come. We start. And then we have a call, and we say, okay, let's go. The fighters start running to the beach. During that time they run to the beach, I always drink soft-boiled eggs. Have you seen like Rocky Balboa?
Okay,
eggs like that, but a little bit soft-boiled. Okay. In Thai, it's called kailok.
Oh, yeah.
So I drive and I have my kailok, and I drink that. And then after, perfect timing, the fighters, they come to the beach.
Yes.
And then I start to... they run like different times, like around, and I'm there with them. Afterwards, we do a little bit of a shadow boxing at the beach, and then we run back to the gym. And then this is around 8ish. 8ish, we start doing shadow boxing. Then we do pad work, and it depends. Some people, if they have fights coming up, they do maybe some pad work and some drills, whatever. And then after that, the morning session is done. You know, morning session. I have breakfast. And then after the breakfast, I take a small nap.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a small nap between there. That's because you do as a fighter. So I'm trying to relive the life as a coach now. So that's what I said. You sacrifice everything too. So I do. So I want to come to there and be fresh for my fighters and for the team. You know, I want to come there and be really like, okay, I'm ready for this now, you know, for them. And then afterwards, around 1, I come back to the gym, and then we start warming up. Warming up, we do skipping or jumping on tires, shadow boxing, bag work, pad work, you know. After pad work, back to bag work, and then sparring, clinching. And then after those professional fighters, then I have another fighter. Then I have other people coming, like customers coming to train. And those are important too, to like, for me, it's not to make them like, when they have customers coming, I don't care like to make them like really exhausted and tired, but I want to make them have knowledge from coming to Venom training camp. It makes sense. Like, oh, I was training at Venom training camp. I learned this, I learned that, you know. That's, for me, is more valuable than just like giving them a hard workup, you know, like this, you know. Yeah. So that's a day. Afterwards, after that, I take a shower, back to the room, I have dinner. Sometimes I try to give the time during the dinner or something. Sometimes I study the opponent of my fighters, but I don't do it too much, because if you do it too much, you like get into it too much, you know. But sometimes, you know, I get into it too much, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying not to do that. But then I study them, and then around 10, 11, I switch off the lights and I sleep. And then a new day starts again. The same thing.
Beautiful.
Just the same thing. All day, every day.
How many days off do you have a year?
Oh my God. I used to, actually, to be honest, I used to take only 2 times a year off.
2 days off a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to take off when it's my birthday, and I used to take off during Christmas. Yeah, I have a daughter too, so sometimes during her birthday, I used to go to take a day off. So maybe three times a year. But then I'm there every day. Like normally Sundays is my day off. But if the fighters have a fight upcoming week, I'm going to be there with them, training with them Sunday too.
Wow.
So yeah, that's, I mean, like to be successful, you need to sacrifice.
Fully all in.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So is there anything you'd like to, anything else that you'd like to throw in? Because what I'll do is I'll do a meditation as well.
Oh yeah.
And meditate. Have you done much meditating?
We're gonna meditate.
We're gonna meditate. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't do too long because
I have a good one. When I used to tell, have you seen digital numbers? Digital, like
digital numbers,
yeah. So when you close your eyes, you know, you can see some colors when you close your eyes. So sometimes when you are like, try this, guys. If you are like really, really angry, or you're really, really like nervous about something, or you're really not feeling like you are yourself, energetic to just I used to say, get your shit together. Yeah. You close your eyes and you see digital numbers. And first it starts with 0, and you take a deep breath and you breathe out. And then when you breathe in again, you will see number 2. And then you breathe out again. And then you breathe in again, you will see number 3. And then you breathe out again. And then you will go down to 2, 1, and 0. It looks really stupid, but if you tried it, it's good. Yeah. It looks very funny, but when
bringing your focus
into what you're gonna do.
Do you do much meditation?
I mean, like, I don't sit like a guru, you know, and like for 20 minutes like that. But I do like I did sometimes. I close my eyes, you know, and I focus, you know, like I do that sometimes. But it's How about you?
Yeah, I love meditation.
Okay, tell me about it.
Every single day I'll meditate. So like it really helped me with my anxiety, just composure, awareness. So your consciousness, being aware in the moment, being present in the moment, just generally controlling your mind. You know, like when you're triggered, someone message you, or like say if like something upsets you, something's triggered you, you know, instead of just reacting to it, like you've trained your mind to say if you lost focus, to just bring it back and just to be calm and just take it in, welcome it in, welcome the trigger. What is that trigger here to teach me? Why am I triggered? Why am I frustrated? How long am I going to allow this frustration to hold me.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah. That's really interesting.
Yeah. So before we get into it,
Yeah.
share with me more about Thailand and just about the love you have for Thailand.
Oh, I've been here now, like, well, it was 2000, 24 years, brother.
24
24
years.
years. I speak the language, I love Thailand.
Mm,
I love Thailand, I have a bit of my heart is Thai, too, I've been here for a long time. I've been living here, I have everything, and I have friends, family, everything. So I'm happy about that, and, and yeah, it's a nice place to be in, I think very good if you're here just to try to learn the culture, try to learn a little bit of the language, try to learn the language, because I think it's good, because where you live, everything is different. Like, for instance, if you go somewhere, it's good to know how things work over there,
yeah.
the same thing when you're here. It's good how things work over here too. And I'm very blessed, because I think the Muay Thai, it learns you a lot about Thailand. Like, if you just travel to Thailand and you just like go on a holiday, but if you are like training Muay Thai like I was doing, you are so interacted with the Thai people, with the Thai community, with the Thai culture. You're so into it. So I think like that's something you learn a lot,
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. So just go back to, how old was you when you came to Thailand?
14 the first
14.
time.
Got you.
Yeah.
And how often do you go back home?
I just went home since I was 17, 14, 17. I was back like twice a year.
Yeah.
And then since I was 18, I like been here permanently.
Oh, you haven't been?
No, I was back
okay.
home to Sweden for 9 years ago when my mother passed away. And
Oh,
after that,
okay.
I've been here all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
So,
man.
yes.
Beautiful. So what are some of the most valuable things Thailand has to offer?
Yeah, I think you learn so much about the Thai culture, about being like, you see, I'm always smiling.
Yes.
I always been that type of person. I think I found a good place here, because normally back home everyone is like, what the fuck you looking at? What's good? Where you from? Everyone have that attitude. And then, and you're smiling to people maybe think you're crazy. But here, when you smile, it's something nice,
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that smile transfers, like I'm smiling to you,
Yeah.
you're happy, you're smiling to me, you're happy.
It's just a natural thing.
I think people can learn a lot from a Thai culture, I think they can learn a lot, There's good and bad things everywhere in the world, but this, like, you just have to focus on the good parts.
Yeah.
If you, this is what I'm telling to people, they're like, oh, I'm so tired of this, I'm so tired of that. I'm like, bro, if you if you're looking for shit, you're gonna find shit, If you're looking for diamonds, you're gonna find diamonds. So you have to put your mind positive,
Certainly.
and you have to always be with good people, You have to, like, for instance, like you have to choose people like stay with bees, Bees, what do they produce? Honey. Yeah. But a fly, doesn't know, it would prefer shit to honey. So then stay with bees, bro. Don't stay with fucking flies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make your life, build it up in a good way. Yeah.
Certainly. So I think it's a Gary Vee statement. If you're looking for a walk in the park,
Yeah.
life will be a walk in the park. If you're looking for hell,
Yeah.
life will be hell.
Yeah.
So you have two options. Are you going to be Mr. Problem, or are you going to be Mr. Solution?
Yeah, Mr. Solution, of course. Yeah.
Who wins prizes?
Yeah.
you win prizes by solving solutions. You don't win prizes for finding problems, and the solution. Go for solution straight away, as soon as possible. Okay, lovely. Let's get into it. We've got a few minutes before we close up. Okay, so get comfortable where you are.
Can we ask about our proudest moments too?
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
My proudest moments, like, I have fighters I'm working with,
Yes.
Now lately, you saw Nabili get this title too. And I've been working very much with a guy named Sajjad too. Satari, he won the Russian title, and he got the WBC title too
Yeah.
before, and then we have my Mamadi too. He won the last year, and then we have all other fighters I have. You know, Fabio, Natalia, Asadullah, Abdullah, Mustafa, everybody I'm working with. You
Yes.
know, and it makes me really proud when all of them, Elias too, and everyone when they win their fights. You know, and everyone in the camp when they win the fights, I'm so happy. You know, but when you put so much work into your boys and work with them, you get so happy too when they win. You know? Yeah,
Beautiful.
I think that for them winning their title was made me more happy than when I won my title. Yeah, I was very happy then too, but this made me like even more happy, and this is just the beginning.
Yes,
they just gonna move up more to the top. You know,
it's a beautiful thing, man. Like your energy, your enthusiasm, your love for what you do.
yeah. Because if you love what you do and you do what you love, you don't need to work a single day in your life. You know, of course you work, but you are happy doing it. You know,
Yeah.
You know, you're doing something like, and the most valuable thing for me too, brother, is not just that I'm doing something that I love, but I'm doing something that makes people better in their life. You know,
Yes, leaving your legacy, passing on a piece of you.
Yeah,
for generations.
And
to
why
come.
I'm always so happy and I'm like this. Why I am like that? It's a little bit psychology to that too, because if you step into a room and you see some guy, you know, it's like angry and sitting like that's some people, they don't care, but for some people that's gonna give a bad vibe. If I'm happy, I'm coming to the morning. I'm like, hey, bro, what's up? Good morning. How you doing? You know, are you ready for this? It's gonna give you some positive energy.
Totally.
And that's what I want. That's what I want my fighters to be too, you know.
Yeah.
And in the future, I want them to be good people, you know. You know, good people. I have a bad past too, but I don't show them my bad past. I'm not proud of that. I don't need to talk about that too, because the ones who know, they know, you know, and there's nothing, and I know too, and there's nothing you are proud about speaking. But the positive part, the way you are now, that I'm proud of showing, you know, and showing them, okay, be happy, be positive, you know, and always see things, you know, in two ways. You know, the bad thing could destroy the good thing, but the good thing can fuck up the bad thing. So let me give you an example. So look, laziness, right? It will kill your ambition. But if you do it that way, your ambition, it can fuck up your laziness. So be ambitious, keep on a good, be consistent on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Be happy what you're doing. Do it 100%. Almost, you have to be a little bit you know, crazy about what you're doing.
Obsessed.
Yes.
Obsessed.
Yes.
Obsessed. Yes.
Yes.
Obsessed with whatever you're doing, be obsessed. If you're not obsessed with it, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, this I put it here, you see? This one, like we have like in Venom, we train Venom training camp, and we write like giving up is not an option. So every time you see this logo, it's like giving up is not an option. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's get into it. So get comfortable with where you are.
Okay. What are we doing now?
Meditating. We'll only do a few minutes because I've got another guest coming soon. Okay.
I will listen to you or?
So it's called a guided meditation.
Okay.
So be present with where you are. Appreciate the fact that we woke up today. Appreciate our surroundings. Appreciate our bodies. Appreciate our senses, our eyesight, our hearing. And in 3 deep breaths, in through your nose and out through your mouth. If it's good with you, close your eyes. Inhale all the higher vibrations and exhale all the lower vibrations. So for a few moments, go back into your memory bank of all the successful fights you've had, all of the challenges you've overcame that have helped you become the person you are today. Give thanks to them all of the opportunities you've had throughout Thai boxing. All of the people you've met and the network you've built. Give thanks to it all. all of the joyful moments when your hand has been lifted. Recap them all. Now, moving forward into the present time, the here and now, give thanks to all of the opportunities Thai boxing has given you. All of the wisdom you have inside yourself, which allows you to be such a high caliber of coach. All of the money that has flown into you, give thanks to it all. Now, moving forward into the future, visualize all of the things that you are yet to pass on to your fighters, all of the future titles that your fighters will win. All of the opportunities and potential your fighters have, and the continued love and support you give to your fighters. Give thanks to it. Now, recap from the start of the meditation to where we are now. And take with you anything that's resonated deeply within your soul. Coming to the end of the meditation shortly. Just like the start, take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, inhaling all of the higher vibrations, courage, enthusiasm, love. Exhaling all of the lower vibrations, self-doubt, fear. Again, give yourself credit for taking this time out of your day to sit here with me, to discuss your past, your wisdom, and your love for the sport that gave you so much. And you continue to give it. Give thanks to it. And to finish off with, bring your hands over your eyes. And in your own time, blink your eyes open to reveal the beautiful world we live in.
Brother, that's the shit. That was really, really, really deep inside there. It was really, really good.
Glad you enjoyed it, my friend.
You know, you took me on with your meditation before, you took me on a ride, bro. And I was like seeing, like, imagine you're in a tunnel and you're driving like on something, you're flying in a tunnel and you could see all these memories. And
yes.
Everything. Bro, mad respect for that.
Your absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you guys for having me. Do what you love what you do. Be focused in life. Be positive. As you said with the breathings, breathe out something. Breathe in something good. Breathe out something bad.
Yes. Absolute pleasure, Chris, man. Coach man. Diamond, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Much love. If you can just give me one short moment of, because I would really love some of your fighters to come on to the podcast and share their experience and wisdom with me. So if you can give them a shout out and invite them.
Sure. You know, Coach Diamond, I would love to have all you guys from Venom come to do some podcasts with him. I have some very interesting people there too.
Beautiful.
Some of my fighters, very interesting boys. You know,
Yeah.
shout out to all the boys in Venom training camp. Shout out to all the fighters with Coach Diamond. Come and train with us. Come and do the podcast.
Yeah, man.
Try to do. I will ask.
I would-
I think you will. There are so much interesting people
Yep.
there. And you will love to hear about their life because
Totally.
they're younger than me. And some of these guys, they came here. They've been here for 5 years. They came here when they were really young. Now they're like 21, 20.
Yeah. And
I think you would.
so much wisdom and
Yeah.
they can share. And we could even set up like a one-off thing with getting a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
would be nice.
Yeah,
It would be
man.
nice.
Brilliant. Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very
Absolute
much. Thank you
pleasure.
very much.
Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Much love. See you
Yes,
soon.
See you soon.
Peace.
Bye.
Pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. I hope you love it. It was really nice.
No, great, man.
It was great.
Absolutely great.